Hey there guys, the PC guy here, and I'm gonna be going about ray tracing on a lower end card. And by a lower end card, I mean not even on an RTX family card, but on my case, a 1660 Ti. And now let's see if the fact that Nvidia enabled ray tracing for this card is actually worth anything in the real world and in practice. I have uploaded last week a video about the ray tracing demo from NVIDIA that they have on their website to enable you to try it out on your card. As you saw, the results were not amazing, but let's see how they actually work on an actual game. Metro Exodus, it's a game I've always wanted to play, finally got it, and it is a good thing to actually try out the RTX features that Nvidia enables. As you can see, I'm playing at 1080p, just it's what my monitor supports. I'll be doing ultra quality. These are the settings I have, and I'll show you guys the difference between ray tracing and non-ray tracing as far as FPS goes. You can see the MSI Afterburner monitoring here at the corner. I'll just leave the settings at default from when I installed the game, and let's see how much FPS we actually get. I'm gonna give us a few views of the starting area of the game. This is probably not the best thing to actually try ray tracing on because it's a bit poorly lit. A bit of an outside scenario would be a bit better, but I have not had a lot of time to play, so I could not really get that far into the game yet. As you can see, we're hovering around 100 and something FPS. I'll actually reset the counter. There we go. We're hovering about the 90 to 100-ish FPS, depending on how we look, dropping a little bit once in a while depending on the spots, but this is what you can get with an actual, well, mid-range at best card on such a AAA title at ultra settings. Let's see what happens when I do go to the menu and turn on RTX. Hopefully I can just turn it on and not have to restart the game. RTN on, and let's put the ray tracing at what is the minimum setting, high to start work, and I'll keep the hair works off because that's an entirely different story. Now you might have a bit of a worse video than I do because I'm recording at the same time and that also takes its toll. As you can see, GPU is at 99% and it's giving me 26 FPS. I will reset the counter once again. You can get, as you can see, RTX is not even at the max, and the frame rate has dropped from around the 100-ish to the 26, 27. This is not even on an outside area with a lot of light. You have a little bit of light coming from there, a little bit coming from there, and from my flashlight, obviously. But as you can see, the frame rate is already a bit, well, on the edge of barely playable. I want to remind you that the 1660 Ti does not have any dedicated ray tracing hardware, so that does take a big impact. It's completely at 100% load, as you can see there. Temperatures are fine, but that's all that the card can basically pump out. Let's see what happens when I turn the ray tracing effects to ultra instead of high. Going ultra on the ray tracing drops the frames to, well, I would call it an unplayable level. As you can see, we're getting 14 to 15 FPS. This is not even a well-lit area, like I said. If we were outside under the sunlight, it would probably be a slideshow of a lot lower FPS than this even. So yeah, um, I would not say that it is playable on the card of this caliber. Now, mind you, if you had an 18, like a 1080 Ti or something of that sort, you might get a little bit of a better result as far as the ray tracing goes. However, I don't expect it to be a lot worse. Add maybe another 5, at most 10 FPS to it, and that is really all that you can probably expect from ray tracing on such a lower end card. This card also cannot benefit from DLSS to boost the frame up a little bit, so that's another disadvantage that these cards have over the RTX counterparts, where at least you can get some frames back from using DLSS, even if you sacrifice a little bit of, well, image quality. As far as image quality goes, as you can see, it is undeniable that ray trace does look better, however the performance stall is crazy. Now I don't have a slew of other games I can test ray tracing on. Some games use it less than Metro Exodus does, so you will see less of an impact. However, you will still see a massive drop on your frame rates and your FPS if you have ray tracing on. Now, the whole point of this video is it worth playing ray tracing games on a card that is not officially a ray tracing card like the RTX 60 and above? I would say probably not really. Unless you have 1080 Ti or higher, then it might still be playable, even if at a lower frame rate like 30 or something FPS. However, if you have a 1080 Ti, you are probably used to playing at a high frame rate on the games that you usually play, so you will notice a massive difference, especially if you have a higher refresh rate monitor to play at a higher refresh rate and are used to that smoothness of playing at, well, let's say 100 Hz or above. So as a conclusion, was this stunt from Nvidia of enabling ray tracing on the older generation cards from the 10th gen and above really worth it for us gamers? Well, not really, not for us gamers. You cannot play at a decent frame rate with these features on, especially if your card does not support DLSS. So it is mostly to give us a taste of what things look like, but don't expect to be playing with that feature enabled and having a smooth gaming experience. Now, it is a different story for developers, because as a developer, you don't really need to play at a high rate. You just need to get it done, and then your game consumers or video consumers, if you use ray tracing for video, will be able to play it back at a high frame rate if they own those cards. So for developers, it is a good feature because you can at least use those technologies, even if not ideally. Now for us gamers, it's a whole different story, and I don't really think it's worth it. So developers aside, this feature was pointless other than one thing: to give us a taste of ray tracing and to hopefully for Nvidia's eyes, wanting to upgrade for an RTX card, because otherwise it is kind of a, well, pointless feature for us. Hope this video cleared up that expectation. If you guys are expecting to game at an acceptable frame rate on an older card, well, at least if you have watched this video, you won't be disappointed by the results when you actually try it out. This has been Epic PC Guy. Hope this video was useful and enjoyable. Like and subscribe if it was. Let us know what you thought of the video, and if you are actually planning to upgrade to an RTX card to enjoy ray tracing features, because I'm curious what do people think and if it is worth paying the price premium for being able to run the game like this. This has been Epic PC Guy, and I'll see you in the next video. Have fun!